Hello, and welcome back once again to another episode of Conscious Dating Online with Francis Main. Today's topic of conversation will be: have men changed, and are we women responsible for that change? Are their expectations higher, and why? If we could understand the fact that there are 7 women for 1 man, we can understand why they are so spoiled and want to have it their way. Do you know that there are 110 million singles in America today? Out of those, 65% have never ever been married, and 53% of those are women. So we're faced as women with the fact that men are getting spoiled and we are responsible for the way they're behaving. Why are we responsible? Is it a scarcity that there are not enough men for women, therefore women are compromising and they're giving in to the desires of men and the demands? And in fact, they are getting spoiled. How do we change what is going on today in our society? Recently watched a video. In that video, I noticed how young girls, 22 to 32, are willing to date a man as old as 80, as long as he has money in his wallet and a credit card to give them. In other words, they are changing their view as to what a relationship is and how important it is for them to live in a material world. And I believe it is our responsibility as coaches to change that perception in the youth and the generation that is up and coming. It is shameful that people have to think that way, and perhaps they're not mature enough to understand. Although I will say that if you're 32 years old, you know enough the difference between material world versus authenticity in a relationship that is about love, integrity, connection, and personal intimacy. A lot of coaches believe that we can change the way men think, that we can make them commit to a relationship. And I am of a firm belief that men, when they're ready to commit to you, will do it if they want you. You cannot say anything with enough power or text any man that will make him change his mind about the way he feels about you or somebody else. Because the truth is that love is born from within. And you have to have that feeling and that need to want to commit with that person and know that that person fulfills something in your heart that you cannot do without. Imagine if you were dating someone, or perhaps just dating online. In 1 week, this person shows you they're interested in you, they like you, and then they ghost out for no reason. Okay, you don't know why. Perhaps, we're curious. We want to know what happened, whether it is for man or a woman. And you allow time to go by. Then they'll call again and ask you to kind of consider the relationship and continue to go back to the way it was. And this person lets you know how much they miss you, how much they want you in their life. And again, you go back into the down spiral where they are active 1 week emotionally and then boom, down again. What does that do for you as a human being, as a woman, as a man? Do you want a relationship that is emotionally unstable? And you, as an individual or a partner, whether you are far away or connecting at an intimate level do not know where you belong. Can you imagine emotionally how detrimental that can be? You wake up in the morning and you receive a phone call from the one that loves you, and the world is magnificent. You're feeling connected. You feel that you're developing an intimate connection with this individual, and you're communicating. But there are certain things that are in the background that you do not know, and therefore you have to be careful. Like I said in my previous video, one can never be too conscious about conscious dating online, because we don't know what's behind the curtain. Just like the show that has three curtains and three different surprises. We never know until we get to develop that intimacy and see where the person is coming from. And even then, you are not guaranteed, like in any relationship, that things will work out between you and that individual. So, what to do? What I will do personally is get myself away from that situation. I do not want to be in a situation where my emotional well being is a turmoil, like a roller coaster. One day I get up and I'm in a good mood with this person. The next day I'm expecting a phone call and they never call. And the third day we are not talking for 4 days. You're just texting, when before that you were continuously communicating and making plans for the future. This is pretty intimate. When you're making plans for the future, you feel that things are getting to a level where you can perhaps commit to this individual and this individual only to be let down. Not for the first time, but for the second time again. Would you want to be in that situation? I believe that if you marry, you're compromised and it is different, and you must stay in order to understand your partner deeply. Perhaps your partner is going through something crucial and you don't know. But when you're in a relationship that is long distance, or you are connected with this person and you don't know the balance emotionally, you're going to struggle. And that in itself gives you a very deep insight into what is coming next if you commit to a relationship with this individual. Do you want to be the type of person that gets up in the morning and 1 week you're in a wonderful relation, romantic, sexual, intimate with your partner, and the next week your partner does not know where he or she is coming from? And you are surprised. You try to figure out what's going on. Are we connected? Are we a partner? Are we one and the same in this relationship? This can be a very unstable situation. And no one is worth it of suffering from an emotional imbalance when you haven't yet committed to a concrete relationship. These are not good signs. Everybody needs something that is more stable or is heading to a direction where communication will lead you to believe that you are in, not out. But when you don't know how to communicate with this individual and it is their choice, not yours, that is also not very good. We don't need to compromise. As I said once before, for every soul out there, there is another soul that is waiting and willing to meet that person that is like you, who is looking for the same thing. You're looking for commitment, for something stable. And I do not believe that we make people do what they don't want to do. From previous experience, and after being married twice, let me tell you this. When things are going to happen, they will flow like the wind. And they will flow in such a way that it will mesmerize you. It will surprise you. You will say, oh my God, is this really happening? Because it will happen overnight. You will wake up one day and know that you cannot live without this person, and vice versa. And this is how you know that that's the one. But when you have this unstable situation where people are not sure, they don't want to follow, they don't have the courage to take no for an answer and pursue the one they love, they're not interested. Something else is keeping their attention. Because if they were attentive to your feelings, your emotions, and your love or your connection, there will be no separation. There will be no separation. See, it is like the quantum mechanic example of the atoms that separate at a distance, or the photons, and they, regardless of the distance, have a way to communicate and intertwine. But what happens if when those two are together, there is an imbalance in the energy? Whether they go at a distance or close enough, there will be no communication. They have to be perfectly balanced in order for that long distance communication to take effect. When one is here and the other one is over here, nothing will connect. They both have to be at the same distance, at the same level, and then intertwine as one. Because believe it or not, when you are connected to the one you love and you are married, you are not two people. That connection between two souls become one unity, and everything is felt, and everything is noticed, and everything is felt in the guts, in the spirit, in the soul, in the consciousness, in the deep intuition of a woman. Everything is there. Unity is one of the most miraculous things that can happen in this world. Because when that happens and it's mutual, it's like a ball of fire. It's like a magnetic field that no one can separate. Because what one feels, the other one feels as well. What one senses, the other one too. Haven't you ever noticed you and your partner about to say the same word, the same thing? That's how well connected we are. We are nothing but energy. And when you work hard to connect that energy at a high level, you are magnetic. Let me give this message to all of those youngsters out there that think that a man with a credit card and a wallet is your ticket to paradise. You, as a person, as a being, as a sentient being, have the ability within yourself to create something from nothing. How do I know that? Not going to mention which one, but one of my partners, when I met that person, neither of us had much financially. Yet, we made a commitment to be one with each other. And when that happened, through that commitment, we created miracles. Things began to happen. Things began to magically appear when we least expected. And before you know, we were both here. From nothing to whatever we desire. And when I say whatever, I mean whatever. House, car, diamonds, travel, tree, pleasure, whatever. You do not have to rely on somebody else's finances and well-being to be able to have what you desire in life. And with this, I also mean it does not matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you have been. It does not even matter what you have done in life. We are magnetic, energetic human beings, and we have the power to create whatever we desire as long as we create the most concise and beautiful energy together. Because the opposite could also happen. You may find a person that has it all and live in pure hell. That is possible. You can have it all and live in hell because you're not blessed, because you're not one with each other, because you both are at different angles, spiritually, emotionally, and even intimate. Pardon me. And when that happens, there will be no miracle. There will be more chaos, more problems, more inconvenience, more incoherence. Things will continue to evolve in a very negative way. Why? Because you do not have the positive connection that makes you one with each other. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that we spoil men because we are giving them everything they desire as a deep need to have a partner, to have someone that we think is going to fulfill everything that we want, when in essence, we have it all within ourselves. And if we are patient, we can find that person out there that is looking for the same thing that we're looking for. That person, not necessarily that is going to make us whole, but that together you become one and the same, that he helps you and you help him. It's not about him being over there and planning and doing things for himself. No, you do things together to make it happen, to create the miracle, to create the life that you want together. And of course, many people today do not want to hear that. They don't want commitment. For what? If you have 7 women with you, do you want commitment? You're having fun. But the fun also gets old. The bars get old. The constant overnight sleeping and having fun gets old. And there is nothing more valuable than waking up in the morning and knowing that that person that is right next to you is one of the most comforting, loving feeling you could ever feel in your entire life, because you are happy with yourself and with that person as well. Of course, before all that happens, you as an individual have to be happy with who you are. And that cannot happen unless you have gratitude in life for everything that happens to you. Today, I am grateful for everyone that has come into my life, for every lesson I learned. I thank them. I said thank you even before I depart away from someone that is not in the circle of what I am looking for. Because with that compassion, with that love, and that kindness, I can move on to my next step and be able to show love to the next person that comes into my life, instead of having anger, regret, or resentment, because that is not going to help me create a loving relationship with a partner. I want to send that person in love. I want to have gratitude for them coming into my life. I like to thank them for teaching me what they have taught me, because it has put me in the position I am today. And I am so grateful of who I am and what I have become, regardless of my past. My past does not determine my future. No, I haven't murdered anyone. And I haven't done anything that is so shameful that I cannot show my face in public. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. And there's some mistakes out there that are pretty ugly, and we still accept them because it is part of forgiveness in our society. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that I helped one youth understand that the value of life is not in money, it is within you. And for the ladies that are out there looking and searching, value yourself, love who you are, pamper who you are, and then move forward to find that person that is out there looking for you. Thank you for listening. This is Francis Mayhem from Conscious Dating Online. Have a wonderful weekend. Love and light.